Okay. Liv would like me to tell you that she is not sold on Paradise Towers. She feels it is too ridiculous. I, however, excuse me, I'm going to wipe this, I'm completely sold on Paradise Towers. And that is not to say I think it's a perfect story by any stretch of the imagination. If I was being uncharitable, I could point out a multitude of things that don't quite work about this. But, and this is the key thing here, I can't remember the last time that this programme felt secure enough in its own conception of itself to not be afraid to look silly. Now, Doctor Who routinely looks silly, okay? It's part of the risk of making a programme like this, okay? This unique setup for a programme. But this Paradise Towers is taking a risk here. It knows, I say it knows, you know, as a conception, you know, all these things coming together, it is running the risk of appearing just overly weird and very, very broad, and a lot of the characters are archetypes, and the general conception of the story that society has degenerated this quickly doesn't really hang together. I don't really think the programme ever explains that away in any meaningful sense, okay? Because society doesn't work like this. But with that being, if you just accept that, this is unbelievable. It is full of characterful moments. It's full of things that just make you think. It's full of just oddness in ways that catches you off guard, and it doesn't feel threatening. It hasn't managed to ally any of that to a level of seriousness that I think Doctor Who, perhaps at its best, does, okay? Because even something like City of Death, though silly, has that sort of serious edge to it. And that's what, you know... But there's just something about this that's just unbelievable, in the best sense of the word, and in any other sense of the word. I just think, you know, you could pick holes with Richard Breyer's performance, and I can appreciate that. You can pick apart Tilda and Tabby, and like the bit where she covers up the plate, and it's quite clear what's going on with the neighbour that comes round, who's in keeping up appearances apparently, so Lib said. You can pull apart, you know, Pex, but why would you want to? This is just so gloriously strange, and just you revel in it, and you come away with your mind having a bit of a weird workout, and it's just fantastic. Surely the worst thing that Doctor Who can be is dull, and this is so far from dull. It's ludicrous. Flipping love it. And in the middle of that, we have got this Doctor forming, right? And you can see where this is going. He's got a vulnerability at this stage, which he kind of lets be there. He kind of accepts this level of sort of slight out of his depth. It's so Troughton in the very, very best way at this stage. And that's a really good well to draw from, isn't it? And I just think it allows the Doctor to shine, whilst at the same time allowing what's going on around the Doctor to have a weight to it and not be detracted from. It's not like Colin, who was bombastic and gregarious, and as a result, we kind of, you know, with costume and everything, kind of slightly diminish what was going around. Nor is it like Davison, who ended up being very reactive, or it felt he was being very reactive a lot of the time. It isn't like that. The Doctor's very much the centre of whatever scene he's going on in, whether or not he's allowing things, or, you know, things are just overtaking him and he's pulling it back. It's just so good. Genuinely. I know that Paradise Towers is divisive, but I utterly, utterly love it so much. Just genius.